Hi, and welcome to Let's Get Cooking Healthy and Delicious, episode 9. Today we're going to be talking about the immune system, eating to support a healthy immune system. You may have heard people say, how can I boost my immune system? Well, we don't want to boost your immune system. Boosting an immune system can cause an autoimmune disease. So you really want to just support an immune system. There are many ways to help the body fight infection through food. The first one is to get enough protein. Protein is really important to help the body synthesize antibodies that help our body fight infection. And it also helps with healing and recovery after illness. So protein, remember, should be about a quarter of your plate. It should be included at every meal that you eat. Today's recipe has lentils as the source of protein. But remember, meat, fish, chicken, eggs are all great sources of protein. The next component that's important for healthy immunity is vitamin A. Vitamin A reinforces our body's barriers against invasion from pathogens by maintaining healthy tissue. So vitamin A is found in things like sweet potato, carrots, both of which are part of our recipe today. It's also found in broccoli, kale, mango, and dried apricots, to name a few. Folate is a B vitamin. It's important because it helps our immune cells multiply quickly. So today's recipe has lentils, which is an excellent source of B vitamins, but it's also found in broccoli, spinach, Brussels sprouts, wheat germ, avocado. Vitamin C. Vitamin C is an antioxidant. Really, really important to protect our immune cells from damage. You know, vitamin C is found in oranges, it's found in red peppers, kiwi, even potato. So include vitamin C daily in your diet. Vitamin D is our next nutrient. It limits inflammation in the body. And we know from past sessions that vitamin D, you can't get enough of it from food, even if you eat a perfect diet. So it's important to supplement with vitamin D, anywhere between 800 and 2,000 international units a day, or as per your doctor. Next is vitamin E. Vitamin E is another antioxidant. It's important because it protects our immune cell membranes, and it's found in our nuts, our almonds and our hazelnuts, peanuts, peanut butter. Mango is a wonderful source of vitamin E. Selenium. Selenium is found in Brazil nuts. So did you know that one Brazil nut has enough selenium for 2 days worth of the body needs? It's a wonderful nutrient-rich nut, but selenium can also be found in tuna, sardines, shrimp, turkey, eggs, and garlic, which is what we are including in our recipe today. Next up is zinc. Zinc is required for growth and development of immune cells, and zinc is found in beef, pork, chicken. It's also found in pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are wonderful. They add a lot of vitamins, good fats, and zinc to our diets. And today's recipe, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle a few pumpkin seeds on top as a garnish or a topping, just to add a bit more zinc to my recipe. Now let's get started. The recipe we're going to make with all these immune-fighting nutrients is a lentil sweet potato veggie soup. Let's get started. Finely chop your celery stalk. Chop your carrots after you've peeled them and washed them. Here's a tip for getting your skin off your garlic cloves. Simply put your garlic cloves with the skin into a mason jar of some sort with a lid and give it a shake. A really, really, really vigorous shake. And guess what? When you open it up, the skin is removed. And that is a peeled garlic clove. You can either chop your garlic or mince it for this recipe. I'm going to mince it and put it into a little container to sit for about 5 or 10 minutes to maximize its antioxidant potential by oxidizing and releasing something called allicin. And I'm going to chop my onion. You can either peel and chop a sweet potato, or you can buy sweet potato chopped up at the grocery store. Takes a little bit of pressure off your wrists if you're tired of cutting, and it's one simple step in this recipe. This recipe calls for 1 cup of dried red lentils. Dried lentils do really well in this recipe. It's important to rinse your lentils in a strainer just to get rid of any dirt or pebbles or anything that may be sitting in the dried lentils. So you can just rinse it through in a strainer and let it sit and drain. Now that all my vegetables are pre-chopped and ready, I'm going to turn on my stove and I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of olive oil to heat up. Once my olive oil is heated, I'm going to add in my chopped onion and my clove of garlic that's been sitting out for about 5 or 10 minutes to release its maximum antioxidant potential. And I'm going to let this sit and saute for about 5 minutes or until translucent. After about 5 minutes, you can see that my onion and my garlic is translucent, starting to brown a little bit. I'm going to add my sweet potato, my carrots, and my celery. And I'm going to give it a stir. Let all the flavors come together. Next, I'm going to add 4 cups of stock. I'm using a low sodium stock. You can use any stock or water if you prefer, and I will pour this in. Lastly, I'm going to add in my lentils that have been drained, rinsed and drained, and my pepper, about 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And I'm going to let it come to a boil. Now that my soup has come to a nice boil, I'm going to give it a stir. I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to bring the heat down for about 30 minutes. It's going to simmer on low, covered. Smooth, pureed, sweet potato lentil soup is a complete meal and ready to be served. I'm sprinkling a few zinc-filled pumpkin seeds on top for added flavor, added immune support nutrients. Bon appetit. My soup is cooking, it's simmering with the lid on, and I want to share with you a few food storage, safety, and cost-effective tips. So firstly, you can store this soup for a week in the fridge and in the freezer for a few months. Just make sure to cool it first and put it in a freezer-safe container. The beauty of this meal, of this recipe, is it is a complete meal, meaning it provides protein from the lentils, vegetables from the celery, the carrots, the onion, and it's a great source of a starchy, carbohydrate, grain-rich vegetable called sweet potato. So it provides carbohydrates from the sweet potato, protein from the lentils, and vegetables that are fiber-full and full of immune-fighting nutrients. It's great to make ahead of time, and when you're tired or not able to cook, you just take it out and heat it up. It can be eaten pureed or chunky, and I often just use a simple hand blender to puree it, so you don't have to get fancy with blenders. I want to talk to you about the stock. Some people choose to buy a stock, a vegetable stock, a chicken stock for their recipe. You can do a couple things. You can choose a low sodium one. You can also choose a regular one. But if you've been told to watch your salt or your sodium, I would recommend a low sodium or salt one. Campbell's have them. There are many, many brands at the grocery store. This one happens to be Imagine. Another great brand is called Pacific. Lots of them are readily available. If you prefer not to use stock, you can just use water. So 4 cups of water, and then you simply just add a little bit of salt at the end when you taste it to your liking. Garnish the recipe with pumpkin seeds for added zinc. You can even sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top to add a bit more protein and calcium. If you wish to use frozen vegetables, you can do that as well. A little bit more cost effective. Frozen carrots, just thaw them out a little bit or put them in the recipe and let them heat up. And that's okay as well. I wish you a wonderful day filled with healthy eating. Thank you for joining me for today's session.